The world is witnessing a significant shift in global power dynamics. China, under the firm control of the Chinese Communist Party, is no longer content with being a regional player. Its ambitions are global, and its methods multifaceted and often opaque. Beijing has been expanding its military presence and economic influence across Asia and beyond. This expansion relies on strategic investments, diplomatic pressure, technological inroads, and subtle military projection. The West has often overlooked the scale and pace of these developments. The goal is to reshape the international order to better suit China's interests. The dragon has indeed stirred, and its movements are now too significant to ignore. Taiwan remains the most critical and dangerous flashpoint in China's quest for regional dominance. Beijing considers the democratic island a renegade province and has never renounced the use of force for reunification. The PLA conducts provocative military exercises simulating a full-scale invasion of Taiwan. These actions are designed to intimidate Taipei and test its defense capabilities. Control of Taiwan would give China a commanding position in the first island chain and the global semiconductor market. Expert opinions vary on the timeline and likelihood of an invasion, but the consensus is that Beijing will continue to ramp up pressure incrementally. The re-election of Donald Trump in November 2024 added complexity, with some experts suggesting it might embolden Beijing. Regardless of the occupant of the White House, the threat to Taiwan is persistent and growing. Chinese military coercion, short of actual war, is expected to intensify. China's influence in Myanmar has become profoundly entrenched since the military coup in February 2021. Beijing interacts with nearly all major armed and political factions, including the ruling military junta and various ethnic armed organizations. This engagement allows China to protect and advance its strategic and economic interests. Economically, China is Myanmar's largest investor, with major infrastructure projects like the Kyaukphyu deep-sea port. Despite the ongoing civil war, China continues to pursue its projects and maintain vital trade links. This dual approach allows Beijing to exert influence across Myanmar's fragmented political landscape. The Korean Peninsula remains a region of high tension, with recent events underscoring China's role in the complex security dynamics. In late November 2024, Chinese and Russian military aircraft entered South Korea's air defense identification zone, prompting a response from the South Korean Air Force. Such actions signal a growing strategic alignment between China and Russia. South Korea experienced a severe internal political crisis in late 2024, leading to mass resignations and an impeachment motion against President Yoon. This turmoil could create opportunities for external actors, including China and North Korea, to exploit perceived weaknesses. North Korea continues its aggressive rhetoric and provocative actions, with reports suggesting it has sent soldiers to support Russian forces in Ukraine. China, as North Korea's main ally, holds significant leverage but often prioritizes stability over denuclearization. The confluence of these factors creates a volatile security environment. The West needs to carefully monitor these developments and understand how China might leverage regional instability. China's military ambitions are linked to its formidable economic power. Beijing has woven a complex web of trade relationships, investments, and infrastructure projects that serve both its economic and strategic goals. This economic leverage is a powerful tool in its foreign policy arsenal. The prospect of renewed trade tensions looms large with the re-election of Donald Trump in the United States. President-elect Trump has indicated plans to impose new tariffs on imports from China, potentially reigniting a trade war. China's strategic investments, particularly under the Belt and Road Initiative, exemplify its use of economic tools for geopolitical ends. The global reliance on China for manufacturing and critical raw materials further amplifies its economic influence. The West is exploring ways to diversify supply chains and reduce critical dependencies. The West's awakening to the true scale and intent of China's ambitions has been slow and belated. Distracted by other geopolitical challenges, many Western capitals failed to give China's steady expansion the attention it warranted. The extent of China's influence, particularly in regions like Southeast Asia, is only now becoming clearer. Several factors contributed to this delayed response, including the economic benefits of engaging with China and the complexity of its strategies. Now, there is a growing consensus in many Western capitals that China poses a significant long-term challenge. Efforts are underway to develop more coherent and coordinated strategies to address this challenge. These include strengthening alliances in the Indo-Pacific and diversifying supply chains. Making up for lost time will be difficult, but a united Western front is essential. The geopolitical landscape of the 21st century is being shaped by China's rise and its assertive posture. Xi Jinping's message to the re-elected US President Donald Trump emphasized cooperation over confrontation. This reflects Beijing's confidence in its growing power and its expectation that the West must accommodate China's core interests. China's diplomatic approach is pragmatic, engaging with non-state actors and various factions to maintain influence. The long-term implications of China's expanding power are far-reaching, challenging established international norms and institutions. The West is now grappling with how to respond to these geopolitical tremors. A cohesive strategy is needed, combining deterrence with diplomacy and addressing China's economic, technological, and ideological influence. The future stability of Asia and the world depends on managing China's ambitions within a framework of international law and mutual respect.